Welcome to Raider Recap, where we'll be hosting the new PT show, where we'll give the latest update throughout the entire football season. And with me is Coach PT himself and Raylan Carter. Now, to start off, I wanted to talk about the last two scrimmages, and from those last scrimmages, what was the biggest improvement that the team has made so far?
I think about the two scrimmages. Of course, we had Western Hills week 1, and then we had WT White week 2. I think just the energy and excitement to play. Of course, scrimmages you go out, it's a great time because your players get to hit another colored jersey. So throughout training camp, they're only hitting each other and competing against each other. But week 1 going out against Western Hills, it was good to see offensive line play, and then also with Martavius Boswell, who's going to be a big-time player for us. He went for 2 touchdowns. Every time he touched the football, he was able to score. So just to see him get back into that groove. He got banged up last year, but to see him come back healthy and the things that he could do for this offense and his team, and also seeing the offensive line gel was real good. You just want to see guys gel in those first scrimmages, and I think from week 1 to week 2, we definitely saw a team gel from the offensive side of the ball for sure. Also from the defensive side of the ball, seeing young guys compete. We're very young on the defensive side of the ball, especially at the cornerback position. We got a true freshman in Anthony Boswell, and then a junior in Kendrick Haley. But to see those two guys go out and just compete on the varsity level, seeing guys get their first snap in varsity football is always exciting, especially going through those 2 scrimmages. You get to come back and sit down and evaluate those players amongst the coaching staff and just build on that.
Right. So definitely, especially in the players' experience, do you feel more prepared as before from last season?
Yes, because it's bred. Like I said, PT and Wood and all the other coaches came out a little later during the season because last year we didn't have any coaches. They kind of left. So I'll take away from last year and this year, it's just like it kind of bred it in us, took a little bit more time, and then like working and just grinding from knowing the play calls on offense and defense, and just molding the players, as I say.
Right. So what are you most excited for about this season?
This season is just, I'm most excited about, of course, being amongst kids like Raylan Carter, Martavius Boswell, Anthony Boswell, or even new transfers in Jeremiah Wilson, coming in from Mississippi, and just being able to have to go through a true off season and learn the players and the players learning me and the culture being built and just the normancy. So I'm extremely excited to go in week out with just these young men and growing these young men and going to war with them every week.
All right. So this week, as we head to Waco, what do you expect the most from the game?
Yeah, I mean, to go out and continue building. These first 3 weeks, of non-district schedule is pretty much still on that preseason mode. Non-district, one of those things where we want the team to establish our identity. So that's the thing that I want most out of these first 3 weeks, especially this week, is to go out and establish our identity. Who are we?
Yeah.
Who are we offensively? Who are we defensively? Who are we in the kicking game? And just establishing that team effort and just playing together and having fun doing it as a team. And just continuing that group. The standard is the standard. That's what we preach all the time, and it's us against the world. So we are going to go out there and just establish our identity to who we are as Southwest football.
Right. So, Raylan, I understand that you've been working extremely hard to get the fans to engage more with the team by providing our students with transportation, especially going into the season hard and strong for the new defense and offense.
Yeah, I love our fans. I feel like we should have our fans at mostly all our games. So we'll start having transportation for the fans. It'll be a $8 payment fee, and you can get through that with Miss McCready and also the Rider Raiders. Some of the other teachers are going to be doing Rider Raiders. And just to have them have that same enjoyment and excitement that we're going to have on the field, we want that experience with them too, and other people that we want to come. So we love our students. We want them to be a part of us as much, we care about our students.
Right. Definitely in and off the field, you want to connect with certain people and make that relationship. And so it's actually understood that last Saturday was Decals with Dad, and with that, could you explain all the designs you had, for this new helmet? Because I understand that, since it's new team and it's new building, you definitely want to give them that new look.
Most definitely. I think being a championship caliber team and being a strong team, your brand is big. It's
Right.
big about branding yourself, and it helps you unite the community, and just let the community know we're part of them, they're part of us. I'm not a Fort Worth guy, I'm a Dallas guy, so it's hard for me just to come over here and adapt to the Fort Worth ways, but I'm here now. So it's things where I sat down as far as designing the decal, sat down with my barber, I get my hair cut here in Fort Worth, and I just asked a couple of old heads, man, what can we do that just brings that Fort Worth atmosphere, that Fort Worth vibe? And of course, Fort Worth stands firm on the funky town. So I say, you guys stand town on the funky town. A lot of the OGs, old heads wanted to see it. So I said, okay, cool, I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it here at Southwest, man. We're gonna represent Fort Worth and represent us well. It's the funk, the 817, the funky town. So of course I had to have the Raider mascot on the side, and then the center stripe going down with the funky town on the back, which is paying homage to all that came before me. All the old heads that came before me here in Fort Worth, representing that funky town. And of course, us against the world on the back, which is our motto. And then of course, having the Raider decal on the front. So that's where the design came from. It wasn't just all my idea. It was sitting down and bouncing ideas off of true Fort Worth guys, off of true Fort Worth natives, and seeing what they want, what they want to see, what they will feel proud about coming out on Friday nights or Saturday afternoons as the Southwest Raiders take the field. As far as the Dad with Decals, I think I spoke about it at the Saturday, just about how important it is to me. It's emotional time for me, emotional time for other athletes, young men, to be able to sit down and stripe their helmets, and do it with their fathers, do it with their dads, granddads. So it was a great turnout. That's one of those experiences that never should be looked over. Yep. Being able just to earn your stripes on every level, on the college level and on the NFL level. Earning your stripes it's a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage as that all your hard work throughout training camp and the off season has finally paid off. And also, agreeing, like the saying, it's real football time. It's real football time. The scoreboard will be on. The score will be kept. Wins and losses matter now. So we'll make sure that as we stripe those decals, we had that in our mind. We're doing it with our dads, but at the same time, it's real football. It's time to lace it up.
Yeah. So that is the conclusion of Raider Recap. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to follow Southwest FWISD on social media and subscribe to AMP Southwest on YouTube.